If you're a man over 30 and you said to yourself, I'll never lose that weight, I'm never going to get that six pack I've always wanted, then we're going to cover some tips in this video that's really going to help you. And it's not your normal influencer, you need to do more workouts, you need to grind harder, you need to do more. Because I am a family man, I'm heading towards 40, and I know the struggles of life and what can get in the way. And setting these structures up has really helped me maintain and improve my physique, my mental health, and everything in between. And it all boils down to getting really, really good at the basics and totally mastering them. And I'm going to give you an example. If you pick a hobby and it's new to you, when you first start, your motivation is through the roof. You're excited, you're looking on videos how to do stuff, you're buying bits that's relevant to the hobby, probably more stuff than you actually need. Same goes with fitness. Once you've made a decision that you want to lose some weight, your motivation is at an all-time high. But what happens is you set yourself some goals. So you might think, once I've put 2 weeks of effort in, I want to see X results. And you might never say this out loud to yourself, but you're thinking it in the back of your mind. And when that doesn't happen, that's when the motivation really drops off, because you've put a lot of effort in and you don't feel like you're getting the reward. And going back to the hobby as an example, if you get good at that hobby, it feels like more rewarding. Like you've made it, you've got good at it, and then you start learning more advanced techniques, and just doing it in general feels easy. And the same goes for working out. If you get really, really good at like 5 key exercises, it becomes absolutely effortless. You're not having to think what you're doing, and you get good at it, and then you almost feel like it's rewarding. And that, as a busy man in your 30s, probably a family man, a dad, is what you need. Because when life gets tough, you've got work commitments, you've got child commitments, you're running a house. All these things can make it very difficult to just wander off to the gym for 2 hours and get on with your workout. And you start stalling it for a day, that day turns into a week, and before you know it, 2 months down the line, you're back on YouTube researching what could work this time. And that's why I'm telling you, if you learn these basics and absolutely master them, you will progress. I spent over a year just doing basic exercises, and I absolutely mastered them, and I just keep progressing within that. So for push-ups, for an example, I started doing different variations. I did weighted push-ups, I did more of them. Same with pull-ups. I did weighted pull-ups, I did L-sit pull-ups, I did wide grip, close grip. And instead of just jumping to a new trend, a new exercise, I just kept doing what I knew, but making it that little bit harder. And that progressed me way quicker than someone that's jumping from whatever's trending this week, whatever's trending next week. Because you never actually get good at the exercises, you never get the form properly, and you also don't learn which muscles to activate. So although this advice sounds really, really basic, I want you to just think about it logically. When you've got good at something, how easy does it feel? And are you more likely to do it? Because for me personally, the answer is yes, because I don't have to think about the setup, what I'm going to do, any kind of planning. I'm just an absolute master at what I've set out to do. And that is the easiest way as a man in your 30s, as a family man, to get in shape. And there's nothing to say that once you've mastered these, you can move on to different exercises like I'm doing in this video and setting yourself a full gym routine. But if you're getting started and you keep spending time looking at new workouts and coming back to it every 2 months, this is definitely going to be a game changer for you.